You don't necessarily need that for Swiss meringue. But I think they're both easy. And the only reason I would say I think I prefer Italian, it's usually something for like, if I'm making meringue for like a pie, I feel so much safer with Italian meringue because I know that those egg whites are like fully cooked, that like Italian meringue is like totally good to go. Whereas Swiss meringue, like you do need to make sure you are getting those egg whites up to a safe temperature. And I always use a thermometer, and I always do. Like I think for, what is it? First, I always like to double check, but I think it's, you got to get your egg whites up to like at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit, or is it 160? I usually find once my sugar is dissolved, it's at a high enough temperature anyways, but I don't know, more like, I just know for sure. It's more stable too. Like Italian meringue is the most stable. I find it more stable than Swiss meringue. I don't think it's necessarily like better. I just like the process better. I'm more familiar with it. So I would say Italian, but yeah, timing is everything. There's so many times dumping jelly bean that I like started my egg whites too soon, and then they're like almost over whipping by the time my hot syrup's ready. Or I've also like started them too late, and then it's like, I don't know which is better. If your egg whites are a little overmixed, maybe undermixed is better. It usually always works out. You put the sugar and the egg whites together and you get something. It works out. But crunchy bits, yeah. Those crunchy sugar bits. My best friend is vegan, so my meringue. Oh, you have to use aquafaba? I've done that once. Duchess Von Mel. I've made aquafaba meringue once, and we did do it on stream, and I did not like it. I did not like it. I did not think it tasted good. It was okay. It just, like, for me, I can eat eggs, so I would always prefer regular meringue. And I think it's really cool, though, the way that you, like, how aquafaba does whip up like a meringue. I think it's so cool. It doesn't quite taste the same. It's good though. Like if you can't eat meringue, I think it's a great substitute. Kind of beanie though. What did I make with it? Oh, we made French macarons. I made French macarons, vegan ones. And they turned out okay. I was surprised at how okay they were. I definitely need to try them a few more times, but yeah, it was cool to try the aquafaba out. I did not think it tasted as good though. Too beany, a little beany, got a weird bean flavor to it, but still not bad, just different. Yeah. Oh, Jumping Julie, it actually snowed the last 2 days here. No, it's been a bit chillier here the last couple of days. It was really a stormy day yesterday. No snow though. They kept saying like it was gonna snow, but then once we got closer to the day, it turned to rain. So I think we're done with snow here on the West Coast. I hope. And I'm supposed to be rainy and like cold here for the next like week or so, but then I'm hoping it starts warming up. I'm so ready for spring and just like a little bit warmer temperatures. No more snow. Oh, it snowed a lot. Yeah, you're over it. I would be too. Jumping Julie. Duchess, you're over snow too. Oh, you had a massive thunderstorm. And then it snowed. No. I'm curious because I'm trying to avoid French meringue for pies. I've never had any luck with that one. I thought 160. Cool, now I'm trying to figure out what I like best with lemon meringue pie. Yeah, I always like, if I make lemon meringue like tarts, sorry, we do have to have the mixer on for a little bit longer still, but we're almost done with it, sort of. Well, not really. I like Italian meringue. If I make, actually, Officer's been wanting me to make him like a lemon meringue pie. I've mostly made like small lemon meringue tarts. I don't often make like a huge, like a full-size lemon meringue pie. But when I make lemon meringue tarts, like I just make lemon curd, pop it into a blind baked pie shell or tart shell, top it with Italian meringue, toast it. That's what I do. This is a really nice stiff meringue. Just wanted to give the edge a bit of a scrapey scrape. Maybe I'll put the vanilla in now too, so I don't forget. But yeah, I know more traditionally, I think of lemon, like a lemon meringue pie usually has a French meringue, and then you bake it with it on it. Yeah, French meringue is the least stable of all the meringues of French, Swiss, and Italian. And it does need to, you thought 160 Fahrenheit for the egg whites? Yeah, it might be. I thought 140 or 160 were the numbers that came to my head. But yeah, always check. Always double check, because I apparently also don't always remember. I'm going to put a lot of vanilla in. Yeah, if you think, I was thinking 140 or 160, so if you think 160, it's probably 160. But yeah, always, I didn't turn my oven off. Always double check those food safe temperatures to make sure you got the right ones before you start. Yeah, it needs vanilla to taste good with aquafaba. Yeah, I wonder if I put vanilla in. I don't remember. I think it was also just like, I mean, it's obvious, like, I don't think aquafaba is ever going to taste exactly like a regular egg meringue. I think I was kind of hoping it would taste closer to it. Whenever I tried it, and I was like, I don't like this. But maybe I tried it too, but I don't, it was a while ago. Like probably almost a year ago that we made them, so I don't quite remember. Maybe I tried it before I put the vanilla in. I should give it a go again. It would be cool to making and selling like a vegan, gluten-free French macaron would do very well. So it's probably a recipe that I should test out and try and get better at. Oh, it tastes pretty gross without a good amount of vanilla. Maybe I needed more vanilla. Aromatics are key indeed. Vapin, hi! Welcome to the Pink Patisserie. Yeah. Yeah, I might have tried it. Maybe I didn't put enough vanilla in to mask the aquafaba flavor. I'll have to try it again. I think aquafaba is such a cool thing. It's so cool that you can whip it up and use it as an alternative. I'm a very traditional baker. Most of my baking is pretty classic, traditional. Like, I don't do much like gluten-free, more like modern, alternative. Like I always use eggs and butter, and I don't do a lot of vegan. I don't do a lot of gluten-free. Not my specialty. I can definitely do some stuff, or I do like to experiment. We like experimenting around here. Our youngest is trying to feed our oldest an Oreo with toothpaste right now. It didn't pass the inspection. That little April Fools. Little April Fools happening over there, jumping in the mean. Yeah, Oreos replace toothpaste. Filling is an old prank as well. Yeah, it's a good one. I've never done that one to someone. Oh, I make hummus and then use the aquafaba to make vegan marshmallows. Ooh. Okay, it's good to hear that, like, maybe with like a lot or like extra vanilla, you can make the aquafaba meringue taste better. Because I would be hesitant after the first time doing it. I would be hesitant to make it into marshmallows. Like, I made it into French macarons, so it's like I added almond flour and there was filling. Like, in the end product, like you couldn't even tell it was aquafaba. Like, taste wise, it with a filling. I made like a vegan buttercream or something to fill them with. So I thought, okay, it was good. And I probably would never try to make marshmallows with it because I didn't really like the way it tasted, but I need to try it again. Need to try it again, apparently. Try it with some more. Or actually you can put like other flavoring in too, like not just vanilla, but like I like making peppermint marshmallows for Christmas, and that might be a good application for aquafaba because like peppermint would really probably cover up aquafaba taste. I feel like. Okay, so we're almost gonna be ready to start experimenting. So this is just Italian meringue. We are making Italian meringue buttercream. So once we add butter, it makes it buttercream. But half of this, we're gonna make toasted marshmallow buttercream. So I'm gonna take out half of the meringue. And then I think the first half we'll just put in butter like regular. I'm just making a regular vanilla buttercream because I want that for the outside decoration of our cake. But then the other half, I'm gonna actually put it back in the mixer and we're gonna toast it with a torch. Because how one way you can make marshmallows is setting Italian meringue with gelatin. This is not gelatin, but this is basically the base of what you can make marshmallows with. And we're going to toast it. We're going to toast it and mix it, and then we'll put the butter in. And it's supposed to make like a toasted marshmallow buttercream. I have not tried it before. This is a test. Oh, my. But we do need what is half of 216? 208. I already weighed out my butter earlier this morning because I didn't have enough soft butter pulled, so I had to pull some butter from the freezer, and I cut it up so it would soften. But now I need to split our butter in half. Apparently I'm having a hard time doing. Ooh, strawberry marshmallows sound really fun. Yeah, I even have some, I was saying earlier, I have some freeze-dried strawberries I gotta figure out what to do with. Definitely use that for strawberry marshmallows. That would be good. Actually, I have some strawberry like bakery emulsion flavor that it very much tastes like a fake artificial strawberry, but I love that flavor. I'd like to make that into marshmallows. Oh yeah, I use peppermint and strawberry with my marshmallows. Nice. Duchess, nice. Yeah, strawberry marshmallows sounds really good. So when we make our buttercream, we have to keep mixing our Italian meringue here until it's cool enough that it's not going to melt the butter. We have soft butter. Actually, my butter's like, it's kind of cool in here. It's cold outside today. It's like 9 degrees outside, and actually my door is open a crack. I should close it. So I do feel a little bit of a cold draft, but we do need to use soft butter. Soft room temperature butter, ideally, when we mix it into our buttercream. And we want it to stay a soft butter. We don't want, this meringue was previously very hot. If we melt the butter, if your meringue is too hot and you melt the butter, you're not going to get a nice buttercream. It might sip it, right? It's hard to fix. I find I haven't done it in a long time. Sometimes I get a little impatient though, and I'll like, oh yeah, the meringue's a little warm, but it's okay. I can start putting my butter in. And sometimes I'm lucky where maybe only the first, because once you start putting the butter into it, it'll help cool down your meringue. But I wouldn't get like, if all your butter melts, like melted butter is a very different product than like room temperature or cold butter is solid. But once you melt it, and when you melt butter, it kind of separates like into the fat and water milk products, milk fat. Doesn't make buttercream the same. So we want to keep it soft. Stick my finger in there. It's not too hot. I think we could actually taste marshmallowy though. I think we could actually put our butter in now. I think we're good. So I'm gonna wash my hands. I want to have an excuse to make really good buttercream watching this. Yeah, make some buttercream. Make that buttercream. It's Officer's favorite. He loves having buttercream around. Okay, so I was trying to figure out, I didn't want to make 2 batches of icing because I want to make some the toasted marshmallow and some just vanilla. So I actually weighed my bowl first because I need to split this in half. Okay, so together it's 1,284 grams. Gotta do a little math. Let's get the calculator out because I can't do math in my head. 1,284 minus 765. All right. So we've got 519 grams of meringue. What's that? Oh, Mind Out of Order. Oh, I like that name. Thanks for following. That was a good name. So half of that is 259.5. Looks like 260. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to, if I take out 260 grams of meringue, that'll be half. Meringue is like mostly air, right? Like it's the egg whites whipped up and with the sugar holding all the air. It's so crazy that all of this meringue in this bowl is only 500 grams. It's very light. Very light. Very voluminous. I love the science behind meringue and egg foams. It's just so cool because what happens is it's the proteins in the egg whites. Oops. The proteins in the egg whites, as you whip them, it like denatures them, so they'll be like little balls, little proteins that are in your egg white. When you apply the physical stress to them, it like opens these proteins and they find each other and make like a mesh. And then also there's a lot of like water content in eggs, so when you add sugar, the sugar dissolves in the water content, so you have, and it helps this stable, so the sugar is dissolving into the egg white and making that protein mesh stronger so it can hold air. So really, like a meringue, it's a liquid, just liquid egg white that has sugar dissolved into it holding air. So it's like a liquid holding air, but then it looks like this is like a solid thing. I think it's so cool. It's so cool. And it's actually in the proteins, there's sulfur groups along the protein, and it's the sulfur-sulfur bonds that are the strongest bonds in the egg white. And so when you're mixing it, those sulfur-sulfur bonds are finding each other. And the more you mix it, the like tighter and tighter and stronger those sulfur bonds get. But you can get to a point where like you're making this mesh and your sulfur bonds are getting more and more tighter. If you over mix your egg whites, what happens is it's like you've over mixed it, they're getting too tight and they kind of collapse on themselves. And then you'll get just like a pool of egg whites on the bottom because they can't hold the air anymore. They're too tightly bound. And also sulfur-sulfur bonds, they like to find each other and bond the best when your eggs are more alkaline. So older eggs will whip better than new eggs. If you like have a freshly hatched egg and you try to whip that egg white, it's going to be very hard because the pH of that egg white is basically neutral. It's close to neutral. You can still whip them, but it'll be a lot harder because those sulfur-sulfur bonds are like, nah, we're shy. We don't really want to hang out. We don't really want to bond up. But if you wait over time, an egg white becomes more alkaline. And that's also why, like, when you hard boil an egg, you know, sometimes the egg yolk will get kind of gray. And that's because that egg is older, the egg white has become more alkaline, the sulfur has become more reactive with the iron in the egg yolk. So you have a reaction between the sulfur in the egg white and the iron in the egg yolk, making that gray. So a newer, freshly hatched egg will not get gray. An older egg will get more gray because of the alkalinity of the egg. and how long it's been aged. So cool. So cool. And so when recipes say like add a little bit of acid, like a little lemon juice or a little vinegar to your meringue, or like using a copper bowl, does the same thing. People will often say that like the acid like denatures the egg protein, but it's actually you're just, if your eggs are aged, which normally if you buy your eggs from a grocery store, they are more aged. Like, that chicken laid that egg who knows how long ago. It had to go through all the packaging, shipping, everything to get the grocery store for you to bring it home. So most eggs that you buy from the grocery store, they've been aged a bit. So they'll whip up pretty good. But what you can do, like if your eggs are, to prevent them from overmixing, and if they're whipping up really well, if you add an acid, it helps to bring the pH up. So then the sulfur-sulfur bonds don't want to react as quickly. So you have a bit more time, a bit more control over, you're just manipulating the environment that the egg whites are being whipped in. And so same with a copper bowl. Copper will actually react with the sulfur-sulfur, or with the sulfur bonds, preventing more sulfur-sulfur bonds from forming. So you have more time. When you mix egg whites in a copper bowl, or if you add an acid, you're just giving yourself more time to be able to mix the egg white. So you have a better chance of not overmixing them. That's it. That's all the egg science. Watch me whip. Watch me. Hey, Fairy, how are you? So thanks for the hydrating. I have to make excuses and make things. You said this once a year ago and I made it. Oh, no. Okay, so we're gonna make this half of the icing just good old regular vanilla buttercream. And then this is the half that we're gonna torch and turn into hopefully a toasted marshmallow cream. I'm so excited to see if this works. I love to experiment. Fairy, how are you today? In Browntown Sound! Browntown, watching you with Brown Mom. Maria says hi. Hi, Brown Mom. Hi, Maria. Hi, Mom. How are you today? Oh, I love moms. Moms are the best. I'm just taking chunks of butter and adding them in. Don't want to put it all in at once. Just a little bit at a time. My butter does feel a little bit cold, but I think it'll be okay. I'm hoping, yeah. I don't know if splitting my icing directly 50-50, I think that'll be enough for the inside. So I'm going to put the toasted marshmallow frosting on the inside of the cake, and then the regular vanilla frosting on the outside. Oh, it's 7:24. You're just waking up. Ah. Well, good morning, Fairy. I hope you had a good sleep. Yeah, mom's in chat. Mom's in chat. I wonder what my mom's up to. She usually tunes in for a Saturday stream, but I guess she's busy. So, Maria, Browntown Mom, I'm happy that you're here. You're here to fill in for the mom position for the day. Actually, I haven't talked to my mom in a while. I'm not sure what she's up to. She was in New Orleans last I talked to her, I believe. She liked that and smiled and said hi. Yay, moms. I think my butter was almost a little bit cold. I'm just gonna keep whipping. Whip it up. Okay, I need my torch. One of my favorite kitchen tools. So we're gonna toast some marshmallows. I don't need it on quite yet. Actually, I might. My icing's looking like a little bit like grainy. So I think my butter was some of that butter that I used, I pulled out of the freezer this morning. So it wasn't exactly room temperature. That's okay. That's okay. If you do ever, Ollie wants inside. If you do ever put too cold of butter into your buttercream and it looks like it's separated, looks like it's like curdling almost, no fear. No fear, your butter was too cold and we just need to warm it up a little bit. I need another spatula. You just gotta warm it back up a little bit. Just keep mixing it. It's nice if you have a torch. That's always really helpful. But yeah, don't give up. Just keep mixing it. It will come together. Thanks for lurking, Fairy. Kelly Cakes, hi! Oh, congrats on my cake, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna make a fun cake today. Kelly Cakes, actually, I'm wondering if you've ever tried this trick that we're about to try. So I'm making Italian meringue buttercream. This half here that I'm mixing right now, I just put the butter in. This is just regular vanilla buttercream. Regular vanilla Italian meringue buttercream. But in this other half, before I put the butter in, I'm going to toast some of it with my torch. Like just toast the meringue like you would like a marshmallow. And then you like, well, I'm going to do it right now. We're going to toast some of it and then mix it. And toast some of it and mix it. And toast some of it and mix it. And it's supposed to give our icing make it like a toasted marshmallow buttercream. And then you put the butter in after. I saw this trick on someone on TikTok was doing it, and I was like, toasted marshmallow ice cream? I gotta try it. Or nice ice cream, buttercream. We're making buttercream. Like, that sounds good. I gotta try that. It will put like flecks of the toasted marshmallow in our icing, so I'm making some just plain vanilla buttercream for the outside decoration because I don't want the outside decoration to have the flakes, but for the inside of our cake icing, I want it to try this toasted marshmallow buttercream. I've never done it before. Yeah, I got the toasty flavor in it. Sounds good. You haven't tried that? Yeah, sounds very yummy. Would make a killer s'mores cake. Yeah. I was thinking of making this cake actually into a s'mores cake because I'm making a chocolate cake. Well, we made chocolate cake already. It's in the freezer. I actually, yes, when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I could make like a vanilla cake and maybe like incorporate graham cracker crumbs into the cake and try to make like a graham cracker flavored cake. And then I could make some like chocolate ganache for the inside and then ice it with the toasted meringue buttercream. And then this morning I was like, oh yeah, I have everything that I need. I don't have to go to the grocery store. And then when it was too late, I was like, oh no, I don't have cream for the ganache. So I kind of changed my plan. So this time we're just doing chocolate cake. But I would like to try it as like a s'mores cake. Where do I put you? Regular buttercream made. I think I'll be okay. I mean, there's definitely still there's like a little bit of. I wonder if it matters that there's a little bit of fat in here. I think it just. Oh, maybe I should have done this one. Oh, don't want to spikes. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I think it'll be okay. Cool. So this is the other half of the Italian meringue that we're gonna toast and add butter to. But I don't know. I hope that this like works and tastes delicious. I think this is such a neat trick. Like, what a neat trick. If this works, I have to try it. I was also craving my caramel mousse cake. This stream is dangerous. I know. Watching people make delicious things is like, no, I want delicious things. Okay, yeah. So this is the rest of the butter, but we're gonna wait to put the butter in. This is just Italian meringue, so I'm gonna toast it. Oh, actually, maybe I want to get a little video. Okay, so I toasted it. I'm gonna mix it. And then I'm gonna stop it and toast it again and mix it. Toasted. Mix it in. And then we start. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, do you need to go outside? Is that what you want? Do you want to go outside? Okay, no, you're not going over the door like you want to go outside. What do you want, dude? Do you want to go outside? No, you don't want to go outside. Okay, I don't know what you want then. You got water in your bowl. Why don't you lay down? Why don't you lay down on the bed? I'm trying to figure out what my dog wants. We don't know. I'm gonna toast this, toast. Ollie, get away from that. I think he's trying to distract me to get to the buttercream I put to the side. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep like toasting. Maybe I should scrape the bowl. I wonder, there was a little bit of like butter since we did that first. I think it's still gonna toast okay though. Okay, yeah. Just gonna keep toasting sections. Maybe I'll go a little darker this time. It's very fun. It smells so good. It smells like toasted marshmallows in here. And then we keep mixing. My meringue has deflated a bit, but I think that's because there was still like a bit of butter. Like I didn't wash the bowl and the bowl and paddle after putting the butter in the first batch. But I think it'll be fine. It's definitely getting like speckly. Maybe after this round, I'll give it a little taste. See if it's tasting. Julie and Michelle, hello. What are you baking? Well, we made a cake. We made chocolate cake, and now we are making some toasted marshmallow buttercream. So I made Italian meringue, and now I'm toasting it before I add my butter to complete the buttercream. Let's see how it tastes like. It tastes toasty marshmallow. I think we could toast more. Ooh, okay. It really like finishes with the toasty flavor. Like it tastes marshmallowy. But I want more. What kind of bed do you have for the dogs? Is it a raised up cot type thing? Yeah. It looks like it's easy to keep clean and comfy. Jumpin' Jillibean. Yes, that one that you see there. We only have one of them. It is like a raised cot. I must say the dogs don't really like it. I mean, they'll sleep on it. It took them a while to want to use it, though, I will say. We only have one. We originally wanted to get one for each dog, but it ended up being way bigger than we thought for some reason. So we can only fit one in the house. So for both dogs, our couch is like a L or like sectional thing. So the chaise part of the couch, we actually like put a towel or a blanket down, and that's like one dog bed. Piper usually sleeps there. And then Ollie gets shafted with the cot bed. Although Ollie is on the couch right now because Piper's outside. So they would prefer to sleep on the couch, obviously. But they do use it. Ollie also has like a chair. I have this like old chair. It's like it's not a recliner, but it's like a fabric foamy chair. that he likes to sleep in too, so Ollie has a chair, Piper has the bed, they share the cot. Sometimes they share the couch. More recently, actually, they've been trying to both fit on the couch. So as much as yes, we have the cot bed. Do the dogs like it? No. Do they use it? Yes. But I definitely know it's not their favorite. Oh shoot, Mason prefers our bed, yeah. Yeah, these two would too. They're not allowed to sleep with us. Yeah, these two doggos, oh man. Sometimes we invite the dogs into bed to sleep with us, but like, they're too big between the two of them. Ollie's okay to sleep with because he'll like spoon you. Like Ollie's like the perfect little spoon. He'll like, he'll sleep lengthwise with you. Piper's like, no, I'm sleeping perpendicular to all of you, and takes up the whole like bottom half of the bed. And it's like, okay, Pipes, you're too big for this. You're too big. Okay, I think this is like as toasty as we're gonna go. It's a little bit off-white. It's got lots of toasted chunks. Oh yeah. It tastes like a toasted marshmallow. I'm hoping that it will retain some of that toastiness. It's like fairly subtle, and butter is such an overpowering flavor. But it tastes like a toasted marshmallow. This tastes really good. Now, I think I will try this again. I think next time, like, because I was going to make half of the icing regular, and I did, in the first half, I did put the butter in. I think that I would not do that. I think I should have cleaned the bowl. I think I should have cleaned the whisk and then went to mixing this one. Because I think there was some butter in it, which maybe deflated. Also heating it probably melted some of that butter. So I'm hoping that this does mix up into a nice buttercream, because I'm not too sure if it's going to. My like nice stiff Italian meringue, which toasting it shouldn't make it so schloopy like this. I think because there was still butter in the bowl. I kind of thought it'd be okay, but I think this will. Let's see. We're gonna start adding our butter now. Hopefully it will come into a nice, luxurious buttercream. Mm-hmm. Oh, Baxter has Bad Jack's lazy boy chair. He completely took it over. Yeah. That's kind of like, I have this green chair. It's not like a lazy boy, like it doesn't recline and stuff, but it's like a comfortable like living room chair. It's Ollie's chair now. It has so much dog hair on it. It used to be my great grandma's. You don't like either. 90-pound of dog is too big in the bed. Yeah. Ollie's 70 pounds and Piper is like 80. Like they're too big. But we do invite them sometimes. Like if one of the dogs is sick or not feeling well, sometimes we'll have one of them come sleep with us. But Frank also doesn't like Frank sleeps with us, and Frank doesn't like it when the dogs are like in the back. Our bedroom's in the back, so that's Frank's zone. Back when I had two dogs, I didn't let them sleep on the bed just because we were going to bed. Didn't necessarily mean sleep. Yeah. Ollie, if you move around too much at night on the bed and you're like trying to sleep with him, he'll get up and leave anyways. He's like, no, you're moving too much. I'm out of here. I'm out of here is what he says. I like sleeping with the cat. Frank likes to come and snuggle. Like he comes and lays on my chest or like in my kind of arm crease, or he sleeps at Officer's feet. I think he usually starts like the night, like if we're like getting into bed and like looking at our phones or whatever, he'll like cuddle with me, and then as soon as I fall asleep, he's like, okay, now I go sleep with Dad. Because I always think that he sleeps with me, but Officer says that as soon as I fall asleep, he comes over and hangs out with Officer. So I don't know, that's the general routine. But I'd much prefer to sleep with Frank. He's a way better sleeping buddy than the dogs. Frank's only like 4 pounds. Okay, our buttercream Our buttercream has buttercreamed. The butter has come together and made a nice thick buttercream. This looks good. I'm excited to see if it still tastes like a toasted marshmallow though. It's actually kind of pretty. It's like it's kind of a off, I was gonna say off yellow, off white. Like it's not super white anymore. I don't know if you can really tell. It's kind of yellowy browny, but then it has all the speckles. Yeah, it has a bit of like a toasty flavor. The butter is pretty strong. The butter is definitely like, it tastes like buttercream, but it tastes like it has like a more depth to the like, instead of like just compared to like just a vanilla regular regular vanilla buttercream, this has a bit of like a deeper like toasty flavor to it. This is good. I like this. I like this. I don't know what you want, dog. You're just standing there. I already tried to let you outside. You didn't want to go outside. Why don't you lay down? Come on the bed. Yeah. Everyone wants to look at you. Okay, or just walk over the bed. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, I like this icing. It's not like super strong. I wonder if I'll keep toasting it. I didn't want to like over toast. I definitely want to try this again, but do it with like a pure Italian meringue and not after I was making the other buttercream and already had a bit of butter in the bowl. Because the meringue all like deflated a bit because of the fat, I think, and heating it too with the torch. But this has made a nice looking buttercream. It's really pretty. I like the speckles. It's got really pretty. Let me see if I can get like a close. It might be too bright actually, a little light. Can you see the speckles? Nope. Let me try my other camera. Do you see the speckles? Okay, there we go. There we go. Look at the speckles. So it's like the toasty speckles. That just went now. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Pink Rotisserie. Okay, don't need the torch anymore. It's my favorite tool. Love torching stuff. Actually, I might. I'll put it here. I just might need to. It's kind of chilly in here, and sometimes I find once I make buttercream and then like have it sit, sometimes I like to reheat it with the torch a bit to warm it back up a little bit, to make it a little bit more like smoothable. Smoothable? Is that a word? I think it's a word. Okay, that's our speckly toasted marshmallow buttercream. I want to try it. I kind of want to try actually both of them together. You know? Okay. This is just vanilla buttercream without toasting the meringue. Definitely smells a little bit toasty. Vanilla buttercream. Yeah, it has a toasted, like, it's not super forward, but it has a nicer, like, nutty, roasted, like, depth to the vanilla. I wouldn't say it's like, wow, that tastes like a toasted marshmallow, but when you think about it, and it really at the end, like, once you're like, at first it's like kind of doesn't, I don't really taste it, but once you like swallow it and finish it, it's like, oh, that is, the toastedness really follows. I think next time I try this, I'll try toasting it even more. Just really toast it real good. Oh yeah, maybe even adding a little bit of where did I put the mixer? Adding a little salt. I didn't put any salt in this. Maybe a little salt would also help. I'll mix it in by hand, I guess. But yeah, maybe a little salt will help enhance that flavor too. Definitely probably better to add the salt when you still have the mixer on, but so I'm gonna use the toasted marshmallow buttercream for the inside of the cake, and then we'll color the outside. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, maybe a little bit of salt in there. Digital Meow Mix, hello. Oh yeah, Ollie's in there. Shipper. Digital Meow Mix, your guess is as good as mine. The SPCA told me that Ollie was a Shepherd Husky Lab cross. Yeah, that's what they said you were. But I've had a bunch of people, like a good handful of people, tell me that he looks like an American Dingo, which checks out. If you look up at American Dingo, Ollie looks like that. Oh, you know what we don't have yet is a cake board. Okay. I think I'm gonna do a 6-inch cake. Yes. I don't have any cake boards, but I'll show you how I make a cake board when I don't have any. I think I only have small. I have like small 4-inch cake boards. So we'll use this. I've already used this for a different cake, because the cover for the eggs that I buy or have been buying. Actually, let's see. I think this circle's too big. Yeah, that's like a 8.5-inch cake board. I probably only need like a 7-inch cake board. Ooh, this is like basically perfect. There's these flaps, so I don't want those, but we'll work around that. But I'm just gonna cut a circle and cut a circle. Actually, I could. What do I have that's like 7 inches? What do I normally use? Sometimes I find a bowl that I have that's the right. Oh, is it this? If you can find something to trace. I know this is the big one. Oh, it's too big. No, that one. Oh, so short. Maybe this one? Just under 7. Yeah, that's. I'm trying to think. Okay, I haven't told you guys how I'm decorating this cake because it's a surprise. I don't want you to guess. I'm trying to think if I need much of a border at the bottom. I guess not. Yeah. So if I wanted to do like a big border at the bottom, I maybe would want a bit of a bigger cake board. Oh, oh my gosh, did a really bad job tracing that. There we go. Now we have a circle. And actually, is it this bowl that's 6 inches? No, that's 7. What did I use? I thought I had a good something that was 6 inches to trace. Can't remember. Oh, you're so cute. He looks dingo-ish, hey? He is very huggable. We do have a shepherd. We have a German shepherd. Her name is Piper. She's currently outside. And now that it's stopped snowing and the weather's warm, as long as it's dry, she'll be outside. Piper would live outside if she could. Piper loves to be outside. Really, we should build her a doghouse and she can just be an outside dog. That would make her so happy. She would be thrilled. She hates coming inside. Maybe not so much in the winter, like she likes being inside, but now that we're heading into spring, I love it. I don't think she'll come in at all for stream. Oh, Dog Cam! Drewski, hello, welcome to the Pink Pope Patisserie. Yeah, we got Dog Cam here. And we actually have a dog in the Dog Cam. It's the first time, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. It's the first time that Ollie's gone into the Dog Cam. Seems cute. Sometimes he goes on his back and like just paws in the air. It's very cute. What's your streaming setup? Okay, you mean like what kind of computer and stuff do I use, Drewski? Let me tell you, I don't know much about computers, so I'll try to give you as much information as I can. May not be the information you're looking for. I stream with a laptop. It's an Asus ZenBook. Couldn't tell you any specs about it. That's Officer probably good. I don't know what Officer's up to. It's my boyfriend. He could tell you more about it, but you can look it up. It's a Asus ZenBook. It's a laptop. I got a Logitech StreamCam. That's my face one. My overview camera. This one is a AverMedia. It's like a cheap webcam. It was like $50. No, maybe that one was $75. No, maybe it was more like 50. It wasn't that expensive. The dog camera is actually a super old webcam that Officers had for like 10 plus years. It's so bad. It's like so old. Not good for anything except a dog camera. I use a wireless Rode microphone. I love the mics. Yeah. Is the follow cake one of the dogs? Nope, not one of the dogs. I watched a streamer that did a redemption of me. Wait, a redemption? For me of making a dog-friendly cake for her dog that looked like her dog. Oh, that's so cute. We made dog treats once on stream, and actually I tried to get. I thought it'd be really fun to make dog treats and like have Ollie like on a chair like beside me, and I was trying. Oh, I guess, I don't know if I ever went back and clipped it, but in the beginning of stream, I was like trying to had this little table. I was like, okay, I'll put a little table beside me that he could sit on. And it like fell over and it was like a chaos. And it was like, okay, never mind. This isn't where I gotta figure out something else. So it was very funny. Drewski. Oh, yes, computer mainly. Okay. Well, so you guys made it work without having to spend too much money. Oh yeah, Drewski, my whole stream setup is in very cheap, like pretty cheap anyways. I mean, the computer that I'm using now, so this is a new computer that I bought last year for my business. My computer was like $2,000. But the computer that I was using before for streaming was Officer's old laptop. Which worked, but I needed something a little bit more powerful. And I needed a work computer, so I was able to get myself my business computer that I also use for streaming. Yeah, and it's been good. This laptop has been good. It's been good. But yeah, I don't really have anything that's too expensive. But the mics were like a few. Actually, the mics. I believe the mics I did like a donation, and y'all helped me buy them, which was really nice. Oh, you've been wanting to stream cooking streams. That's why I stumbled across your channel. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to stream from my kitchen without having to move my giant computer. Right? Yeah. So I use a laptop. That is definitely like one of the struggles of doing like a cooking stream. Is if like you only have like a desktop computer, like, and for me, like I set up my kitchen stream and take it down every time that I do a kitchen stream. Like I don't leave my cameras and stuff up because they're in the way. So that's like another challenge of cooking streams. If, you know, some people who maybe do it full time, you know, maybe they leave their kitchen stuff up or even have like a dedicated kitchen PC, like full. That's actually something that Officer and I have talked about, like maybe one day, like getting a mini computer, and we can like mount the computer box you can really tell how techie I am by this conversation. Like to our so I work on this counter, but then beyond this counter we have like a bar that's up higher, so that's what I put my cameras and lights and laptop on. So officer was like, well, we could mount the computer like to that and have a more like a setup that's maybe I put the cameras up and down. But yeah, right now I like take everything out, put everything in. It's a little annoying. I'm kind of used to it now. I can set everything up and take everything down really quickly though. Yeah. It was a peanut butter cake. The dog loved it and ate it in huge bites. Nice. Digital meal mix I usually make for Ollie's birthday every year. Well, and Piper's too. Actually, Piper's birthday is this month. Piper's birthday is in like a week, so maybe next Saturday we'll make Piper a cake and celebrate her birthday. Because I think it is April. I think actually, yeah, next Saturday is Piper's birthday. April 8th is her birthday. I'm pretty sure. Cake board. But I don't like bake a cake. I go and get soft dog food, like canned dog food, and then I usually put it on a plate and then form it into like a cake and then decorate it with kibbles. And that's what I give the dogs for their birthdays. It's very fun. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that next week. Next week's Easter, so I think we'll do an Easter bake of some sort as well. I'm not really sure. I got some ideas, but we'll see. Oh, would she share with Ollie? Absolutely not. They both have to have their own. They'll like straight up fight over food. We gotta like feed them like across the room from each other. Cause they're jerks. They'll fight about food. They're siblings and they love each other, but they're not into sharing. Not at all. Okay. What do I want to, okay, we're ready to cut our cake rounds. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? Okay, so for the decoration of the cake, I need different sized cake rounds. So I wonder if I should almost like eyeball it. Or I'm always looking for something that's like about, I kind of want the base to be about 6 inches, I think. 6 inches? I think I actually used this last. Yeah, this is 6 inches. That's what I used. So I can trace, and then should sit about as big as the cake. Yeah, our dogs they get along. It's been really funny to watch Piper and Ollie's relationship over the last like 2.5 years. 2.5 years or 3.5 years? Wait. 3 years? How long have I lived here? Like Piper is Officer's dog. Piper has had Officer has had Piper for like, I think she's 9 this year, for 9 years. And I've had Ollie for 6 years. And when we started dating, they liked each other outside. Looking for this little knife. They liked each other outside. Like when we first met, they like met for dog walks and stuff, and they got along. The first time that Piper like came over to my house, Ollie didn't want to share any of his stuff with her. Piper wasn't allowed to sleep on any of the beds. I put a blanket out for her. Ollie like claimed that. Ollie was like, no, Piper doesn't get my blanket. Piper can't have any of my toys. And then when we moved in together, I think what helped when we moved in together is we moved into a new place for both dogs, and they were both here. So they had to kind of figure out. Piper bosses Ollie around. Like Piper's definitely like the alpha in this pack for sure. Ollie gets picked on by everyone in the house. Frank also picks on Ollie. But like, they used to have 2 different beds, and they would only sleep on their own beds. But after living together for like, it was between like 6 months and a year. I can't quite remember if it was quite a year, but it was after 6 months. They all of a sudden started like switching beds, and like it didn't matter. It was like this big switch, and then like, oh, I think it took them like a little over 6 months to be like, okay, we live together and we're siblings. Although Officer and I do go back and forth between calling them siblings and calling them boyfriend, girlfriend. Which is weird. But, that's how it is.